Welcome back, everybody, to Copycat Chef. I'm your host, JC Catalano, and on this channel, we look to be your guide for cooking, baking, and beverages for the busy bodybuilder. And for today, I have a really good one. It's a beer review of Guinness's famous Drop Stout. So just give you guys a little bit of a heads up, a little bit of an overview of this beer. It comes all the way from Ireland. There's an actual brewery out in Dublin. I've been to it. Phenomenal brewery. It's like 1759. This is an old school brewery, legendary company. And this is an Irish dry stout, which just in terms of the style, it just means that it's going to be a little bit hoppier, a little bit lower on the alcohol by volume than like a Russian Imperial Stout or something like that. And it's really mostly characterized by being pretty smooth, pretty creamy, some good roasted malts in there, so you get kind of that nice roasted taste to it. So this one comes in at a pretty low 4.2% alcohol by volume, 125 calories per 12 fluid ounces, and you can buy it 6-pack at $7.99 for the 11-ounce bottles. So yeah, just a little bit of overview. It's kind of really known in bodybuilding circles as kind of being like the low carb but flavorful kind of beer that you can drink. It's only got like 9 carbs per beer. 125 calories is not too bad. The alcohol by volume is not really too great, but it's kind of known as kind of being, you know, more of a masculine style beer. So yeah, for me the purpose of this beer is pretty simple. It's an easy everyday Irish dry stout. You know, it's pretty easy going, pretty good introductory beginner level Irish stout. There's nothing really too complex about it, and it's very smooth, creamy ride all the way through. So with that, let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, all right. Okay, you're gonna let it settle. So as you can see, it's just, you know, especially when I went to actual Dublin, pretty much the way they pour it is you just gotta kind of let it settle all the way down before you go ahead and take a sip of it. And just personally, when I went there, you go all the way up to the tower, and in the tasting room you can see all of Dublin, and you can see the bay, and you get a nice fresh Guinness, and definitely on tap. It's one of those beers that is legendary for a reason. It's a very distinct kind of beer. There's no other way to put it. I mean, when you go around a bar, most people associate dark beers with Guinness. So they've done, you know, personally, they've done one of the best marketing jobs around, just from a marketing perspective. When you see a dark beer, the first thing people think of is Guinness. And so I personally think that some of their success is really kind of drawing in on that kind of dark beer equals more of a masculine type of beer. And so I think a lot of guys who get Guinness, they specifically get it not so much for the flavor, not so much for the low calories, all that BS, that's justification, but it's mostly because when you drink it, you have this beautiful, you can see right here, this beautiful head, nice creamy head, but it's just this really like rich ruby black, just looks really kind of dark and heavy. And it looks really dark, heavy, intimidating. And so for a lot of guys, like, yeah, I'm a Guinness guy, you know. But for me, it's kind of, I know better. It's a lighter style of beer, and that guys I think who are really proud of Guinness, I kind of question them a little bit in terms of their masculinity. If they're trying to really show off, because, you know, the reality is I like Guinness, but I'm not going to go to the bar specifically get it just to get it. Like if I'm in an Irish pub, sure, I'll get Guinness, but yeah, just be very wary of those type of dudes who get Guinness just because it's a dark beer that's easy to drink, and so they want it should be like impressive. You know, they're trying to impress everybody. So with that, yeah, it's kind of creamy on the head. Not a whole lot of aroma though. Yeah, not really a whole lot of aroma. I mean, the head's really creamy itself, but not a whole lot going on. Giddy up. Yeah, that's the best way I would put it. Smooth and creamy, lighter. Not a whole lot of roastedness to it. I don't really get a lot of roasted malts in it. not a whole lot of coffee. There's definitely a little bit. It's definitely a dry stout, but it definitely tastes lighter. I mean, if you've ever drinking Russian Imperials or especially a lot of Belgian beers, you're gonna kind of look at this and be like, it's kind of basic, you know. It's Guinness. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, you know, Guinness I think is solid. Yeah, smooth and creamy. Smooth, creamy, solid. Um, yeah, I think pragmatically, you know, Murphy's Irish Stout is another one that's kind of really popular here in the States. Got an 85 on Beer Advocate. I really recommend that one. I'd also say that Boulevard from Kansas City has a dry stout that's pretty decent as well. But, you know, the reality is I think that Guinness for me pragmatically is you go to an Irish pub or a bar, you know, Guinness is definitely, it's going to be good. There's no doubt. I mean, it's going to be consistent. It's going to be good. You know, you don't look weak. You look pretty strong. Like I said, one of the problems is like with a wheat beer, you look weak at the bar. Well, I mean, Guinness, you're not going to look weak. But I just think like fish and chips. You know, I remember in Ireland having a Guinness with fish and chips. You know, over by, you know, the ocean front and everything. It was picture perfect. I mean, pub food, fish and chips, an Atlantic salmon with this would go perfect. And yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, popular-wise, this is one of the most popular beers in America, especially at like bars and stuff. So, you know, it's popular for a reason. It's approachable, it's smooth, it's creamy. You can drink it with a lot of different things. Not as much in terms of the coffee notes as you might expect, though, or the chocolate notes. Not really a whole lot of that. It's mostly just, yeah, it's a nice, smooth ride, for stout at least. It's kind of crazy, actually. It's got an 81 on Beer Advocate. I thought that was a little low. You know, personally, I'd probably give this, I think it's a little bit overpriced, personally, but it's smooth, it's enjoyable. Yeah, I'd probably give it a solid 85, 84. It's a solid B. I think Murphy's might be a little better, but it's a little bit too priced for me. If it was a little bit cheaper, I'd probably bump this up closer to like an 88, 89, maybe a 90, but, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, another kind of keynote, Jason Momoa, Aquaman. It's his favorite beer. Just saying. Cheers.